Hey, welcome back to my second live stream. I'm really glad you're here. And tonight we're going to talk about some fun things. Talk about, of course, tractors and equipment and get some ideas from you for future broadcasts. So stick around. Well, here we are. So thanks for coming back. If you joined me last week, I'm really happy that you came back tonight. Last week was my first attempt at live streaming, and I did it with a program called OBS, and it was a little bit clunky. By the way, I see we've got some people chatting. I appreciate that. Again, as always, let me know. I guess you would let me know if you couldn't hear me or if there were any problems, but it's always good to get some feedback to know how things are going. I see their Southern Mountain Oasis. Hello from North Georgia. Good to see you. And Kevin Brewer was here bright and early. Appreciate that, Kevin. And M plus J equals A doing stuff is here with us again as well. I remember that from last week. Margaret says hi. Kevin says looking good. And M and J's already starting with dad jokes. Nice. Bring that one up later, okay? Awesome. So I have an actual piece of paper here. I could read this from my computer screen, but there's something about paper that I just like. I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way, try and get comfortable here so I can kind of follow along because I had some ideas about what I wanted to do and I want to try and stick to an agenda. But anyway, as I said, I am glad you're here. The program I'm using this time is called StreamYard, and it is less clunky than OBS, although it's also less powerful. But what's kind of cool is that we are broadcasting right now to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. How cool is that? I don't have as many followers on Facebook as I do on YouTube, and I'm seeing from the comments that looks like the comments are coming in from YouTube, but I can actually see where they come in from, apparently. This is all new. I've done several tests throughout the week, and this is my first time actually using this program. So from what I understand, I can click on some of these comments, and they come right up on the screen, and you can see those. So hello, Southern Mountain Oasis. Is that your property in the outline? That's pretty fun. And we can bring different comments that way. Oh, there's my friend Tommy Productions. E. He calls me E. I call him T. You know, we like to keep things short. Anyway, good to see you, my friend T. Did you know that Elvis's friends called him E? I didn't know that until just a few years ago. Just so you know. Big E. And what's not loading, Tommy? I see you. And Tony Green saying hello from Western Helena Mountain. Wow, all the way out there. That's awesome. Good to see you. We're here on the East Coast, and you're on the other side there. Hope things are going well. Probably a lot of snow out that way, I would think. So, well, this is fun. I'm happy with the way this is performing so far, and I hope that you're pleased with whatever I have in mind to talk to you about. Mostly this is an interactive conversation. So if you're new to the channel, which you probably aren't if you're watching this live stream, I think most people who would tune in would be ones who subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to do so. In fact, looking back at the analytics from the last live stream, there were a few people who decided to subscribe. You can actually see that you gained subscribers. So I appreciate that. And if you've not yet subscribed, please do so if you feel so inclined. Why wouldn't you, though? You know, you might miss something really good. So about the channel, again, I was saying if you're a subscriber, and you probably are, you'll know that my channel is mostly has kind of grown into a channel featuring my Kubota B2301 compact tractor. There are a lot of new tractor owners. It seems to be a very popular topic. So the channel originally was going to be about, well, it still is, about projects around the property. But again, the compact tractor and the implements seem to be the most popular. So I'll continue doing that, and we look forward to doing some things in the spring. Let me know in the comments, are you a tractor owner? Are you a new tractor owner? I found that a lot of the people watching the content are new to owning a tractor, and that makes sense because there are a lot of people who are buying smaller or larger properties for the first time. They may not have grown up around the rural lifestyle or farming or agriculture. So this may be new for them. And, you know, we all kind of learn together. I grew up in the country and was around equipment, farm equipment, different type of things. But you still learn all the time. So that's great. Let me take a breath and read my notes. If you have a cup of coffee or something, take a sip, enjoy. Yeah, I seem to be right on track. That's good. Anyway, I've seen some different people telling me where they're from, so let us know. There we are, Mr. Fixit from New Brunswick, Canada. Good to see you. And M+J, first tractor is the 2019 B2301, which is exactly what I have, 2019. Although I learned, and maybe if you bought your tractor from a dealer, you may have learned also that tractors don't really have years. It's really based on the model. Supposedly, it doesn't matter if your tractor is a 2019, 2018, 2020, if it's a B2301, whatever model, that's apparently what matters the most is the model and the hours on that model, because they don't really change year to year like automobiles do. So that's kind of interesting, but we still always want the newest thing. The other thing that I wasn't aware of when I bought my tractor is that tractors do not come with a title like a car does, a car or a truck or motorcycle, because you don't register it with motor vehicles, but there's no title. So that's why it's very important to keep your equipment secure, keep it locked up, because equipment theft is a big market, and people can steal your equipment. There's no registration, no title to track it. You have the serial number, but you know, there's not always a way to track that. Somebody could steal your equipment. They could sell it as if it's their own. Who's going to really check? Probably most buyers probably would trust that and not check it. So be careful with that. Keep your equipment secure. Let's go back a little bit. Mr. Fixit owns a Bohlins Iski. I don't know how you say that. Diesel. And you're a diesel tech. Nice. I had a Bohlins lawn tractor back in the 1980s. It was a good piece of equipment. Really good. Montreal, Quebec, Canada, another Canada. That's neat because most of my subscribers, again, looking at the analytics, I think 77% of my subscribers are from the United States and then other countries. So Canada is probably second in there somewhere. And ironically, a lot of my favorite channels are produced by our friends, the Canadians. So I don't know if YouTube recommends those once you start. I don't know how they know that. But anyway, just seems that a lot of my favorite channels are from Canada. So Todd just bought an LX 3310 with backhoe and several attachments. Love it, from Eastern North Carolina. Yeah, the new LX series is really popular. So I think that would be a great fit. I'm sure you love it. I mean, how can you not, right? They're just so great. All right. There's a BX23 owner. They're also extremely popular. Yeah, need more property, right? Good to see you, Hagen Richmond. I think I remember that name from last week. So good to see you again. Kevin's at home, home PA. Only have a garden tractor for now, but grew up on a farm. That's all right. You know, I watch lots of channels of things that I don't have either. Thank you, Todd, for enjoying the videos. It means a lot. And BA00173 is asking, what's the best way to protect your tractor from being stolen? Is that a real question, or is there a punchline here? I mean, the best way is to keep it in a locked building. That's really the best thing you can do. Keep it secure. Don't leave it out. Don't, I don't know. Keep it locked up. You can take the key out, but here's, should I say this on the World Wide Web? I should say it just to let you know if you don't know this already. Maybe true of other manufacturers, but Kubota, I think they have one key. So that's kind of crummy, you know. You could just take your key somewhere. Don't ever do that. But from what I hear, there's only one key. My club car golf cart is the same way. One key for all club car golf carts. And my lawnmower. Anyway, if you have some suggestions about how to secure your equipment, put it in the comments. You can help everybody out. Hello, Ernest from Sutton, Massachusetts. B2620. Which one's that? That must be like the older B series. What year is it? I know year doesn't matter, right? That's what I said, but I guess they make models during certain years. So how many people do we have on right now? 22 people according to my screen. And that's great. Last week, there were 43 or 46 people watching concurrently at the peak of the live stream broadcast. And we kept it at about 30 people throughout. So I'm very happy with that. If you caught the beginning of the live stream, I rolled a little clip of some snow that we had. It was kind of a surprise. Earlier in the week, or was it last week? It was last week. There was a big snowstorm here in the Northeast. We're in New Jersey. Central and northern New Jersey had up to 2 feet of snow. We're just below Philadelphia, and we only had like 4 inches, and it was wet, and it melted down. It was really pretty though. But then yesterday was Sunday, we had a really beautiful snow all day long, but again, it wasn't super cold, so it didn't last when it hit the ground. Really pretty. But at the beginning of the live stream, I played a little clip of our snow. So let me know how things are going where you are. If you've had snow. No, what are you saying no for, Margaret? Oh, wait. Is there, let me read back in the comments. Oh, don't say it. Were you telling me not to say what I said? Sorry. Okay. And Ernest got your B2620 in 2011. Okay. So that, I think the B20, what is it? The B01 series, which is what I have. B2301, B2401, B2601. I think they came out around 2017. So I think that's why. All right. Anyway, how are things going where you are? Do you have snow? Do you enjoy the snow? I'm going to fix the one key fits all issue. Nice. Lois, no snow in Centerville, Tennessee, but you do have snow sometimes. I've been to Centerville a few times. It's a lovely town with lovely people. Don't you think, Lois? Wouldn't you say that that's true? Speaking of snow, did you know there are 421 words to describe snow in the Scottish language? This is true. I looked it up. According to a BBC News article from September 2015, a study by the University of Glasgow is part of a project to compile the first historical thesaurus of Scots, which is being published online. And this was 2015, so it's probably already out there, unless it died a slow, painful death because of lack of interest. But 421 words, Scottish words to describe snow. Some of the examples include snaw, which means snow, sneasel, which is just to begin to rain or snow, and skelf, S-K-E-L-F, which is a large snowflake. Watch out for that skelf. Oh, you want some more examples? Well, sure. A fiefel is to swirl, a swirling snow. A flindriken is a light snow shower, just a flindriken coming down. Is that Irish or Scottish? I don't know. Snawpowther is a fine driving snow. And spitters. Spitters are small drops or flakes of wind-driven rain or snow. So just spitters. Sometimes we say, you know, is it raining? No, it's just spitting. So I like spitters. And unbrack is the beginning of a thaw. I don't know if that's a verb or a noun. Like, is it beginning to unbrack or watch out for the unbrack? I don't know. Do you want to know more about snow? You probably do. There are some fun facts that I looked up because I thought, you know, this is February, and for us, this tends to be the coldest month of the year. This is when we might get snow. A lot of people have snow this time of year. So wouldn't you like to know some more fun facts about snow? Stay with me now, because this is really interesting stuff. You know, I don't want to lose you. But these really are pretty interesting. I'm going to read through just a few of them now. And then we'll talk some more about tractors and implements because, you know, again, that's kind of what the channel is about. But these live streams, if you watch other channels and they do live streams, they're often done in a way to really get to know the host of the channel and be a little more personal. And this is my way of you getting to know me hopefully getting to know you as well. And what better way to get to know each other than to share fun facts about snow? I mean, you'll be talking about this for days. You'll be telling all your friends, guess what I learned about snow? Well, why can't I find it? Wait a second. Because, wait. You know what I'm going to do? Hold still. Because what I did in planning for this, should be very proud of myself here. I actually saved the link. You know, that way it would come up and I wouldn't look so foolish in front of all of you. Now, this is a Reader's Digest online article. It's called 11 Mind-Blowing Facts About Snow You Never Knew Until Right Now. I'm not going to read all 11 because, you know, we've got other things to do here. But I'll read a few. Get this. Snow is not actually white. You'd think it is, but it's not. It's actually clear. Snowflakes are made of ice crystals. So when light passes through, it bends and bounces off each individual crystal. The entire spectrum of light is reflected back to your eyes, and we see snow as white. There are actually no such thing as white Christmases. Just a translucent Christmas. Are you dreaming of a clear Christmas? Now, this one is actually much more interesting to me. Snowflakes always have 6 sides. The water molecules that snowflakes are made of can only fit together in a way that results in a 6-sided crystal. So, if you see artwork or decoration or ornaments with 5 sides or 8 sides, do not buy them because they are fake, phony. As Reader's Digest said, those decorations break the laws of nature. Only a 6-sided snowflake is the real thing. I bet you didn't know that. We're just blowing the lid off of all past understandings of snow here already. get this. Some snowflakes are actually the same. Don't fall for the bit about no two snowflakes are the same. And there was actually someone who discovered it in 1988. Her name was Nancy Knight. She was a scientist at the National Center for Atmosphere Research in Colorado, found two identical snowflakes that came from a storm out of Wisconsin. I think I want to know how she even did that. She was in Colorado, and they must have shipped some snow from Wisconsin. And she combed through all the snowflakes. And she must have been good with that matching game when she was in kindergarten, right? All right, I'm skipping that one. Here's one more fascinating thing. As soon as I can find it. Seems like there's a phobia for everything in this world. There is a snow phobia. Snow, actually, people are afraid of snow. And it's called chinophobia. CHIONOPHOBIA. I believe it's pronounced chinophobia. The fear of snow. Have you had enough yet? Let's check the comments. No. Doesn't seem to be any new comments. People are still watching, so. Yeah, I think that's it. That's good enough for me. What do you think? I am on the next page. So I've not been, as I mentioned in my last live stream, I've not been producing much video because here where we are, the ground is muddy and it doesn't freeze enough. Like even now we had snow, and just under the snow you've got mud. So the ground is not solid enough. I really can't get out there and do anything with the tractor. We don't have enough snow to push. There's just not much to do these days. So since we're all bundled up inside, this is a great way to stay connected. Are you guys still here? What do you want to talk about? I want to tell you I have some ideas for some content coming up. Now, of course, in the spring, we'll be replanting some wildflowers and sunflowers using the rototiller on the back of the tractor, and that is very fun to do. But as far as these live streams, let me know if you're enjoying them, if you think that it's something I should continue with. Is it a good day of the week? Is it a good time to do this? And what kind of things would you like to see? I can tell you this, I've been working on something that I think would be very fun. I can bring into these live streams, I can bring a guest onto the show, like you do with Zoom calls and things like that. I've reached out to a few people that you have probably heard of in the YouTube tractor outdoors type community. Reached out to a few people, and we're talking about inviting them onto the live stream. And it would be a great way for you to see some of your favorite YouTubers in a more casual setting like this. I do see some more comments coming, and I'd like to read through some of those. How do you say this? Arn Carlson? I think you made this comment last week and I missed it, but you were looking for, or someone else was, not sure if it was the same person, but to see the tractor in the Kubota logo. I've never noticed a tractor in the Kubota logo. Is there one? Can the good folks here in the comment section answer Arn's question? Margaret's thinking about planting some wildflowers. When should you order them? I would order them now. You might get a good sale. Keep them in a Ziploc bag. I have seeds that we didn't use from last year, some, and I just put them into a bucket, 1 gallon, 5 gallon bucket, snap the lid on, and I've used them year to year. But order them now. You'll be glad you have them. B Hall, it's cold weather, but not as much snow. Yeah, we definitely seem to get less snow than we used to, because when I was a kid, we'd have snow up to our eyeballs. Hey there, who just arrived from Virginia. Chesapeake Cruiser. Had to think how that must be the Chesapeake Bay. Nice. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yes, Judy's asking if we've had to clear much snow. Which of our toys did we use? Judy, maybe you just joined, but I was saying that the snow we've had has just almost melted on contact. You know, we've had a few inches, but at one point maybe 3-4 inches, which normally you would need to plow that or move that along, but it's just so soft it just melts away. So I've not gotten to use any equipment to push snow, and I'm not complaining, because that's not one of my favorite things to do, and I don't really have the best equipment for snow removal. I've got the tractor with the front end loader, and you can basically shovel the snow or push it back, but you really need to have a blade, I think, on the front of your tractor, or a blade on the back. I've got a grater box, so I could back into it. Any of it's better than a manual shovel, but I'm not really set up for snow removal. If you watch channels like GP Outdoors, for instance, he has a snowblower attachment on the front of his tractor, which looks like it would be a blast to run. I mean, I would probably enjoy the snow if I had a snowblower attachment on the front of the tractor. He also has a heated cab, so that's got to be just fun. On top of that, he also has snow after snow after snow, so that's okay. Reading through some more comments. Mr. Fixit, the price of used tractors are crazy up here. I believe you're in Canada. Tractors just hold their value, and especially, I would say especially compact tractors, because there are so many people who have smaller properties. You know, you could have a giant 150 horsepower tractor. Is that a thing? I'm sure it is. But the giant tractors is so much more of a, so much smaller of a market, and probably less demand. But these compact tractors, that was one of the reasons I bought new. I bought new because, first of all, Kubota has 0% financing, 0 down, 0% financing for 5 years. That's pretty handy and a good way to get into purchasing a tractor, other than the fact that you're in debt for 5 years. But it's no interest. So that's pretty darn nice. But honestly, I bought my tractor a year ago. I don't think it's depreciated much at all. And with inflation, chances are your tractor will maintain its value for years and years. You know, I bought a whole package, so I'm not sure what I paid for the tractor. But let's say I spent $25,000, because it was somewhere in that range. The tractor itself might have been closer to 20. Anyway, what I'm saying is, if I keep that tractor for 10 years and then we have 10 years of inflation, it's probably still going to be worth $20,000. It's just how they are. So good luck in your search to find a reasonably priced tractor, but it's really tough. And if you're looking, you know, if you're not looking to finance and you're looking to find a good tractor for like $4,000, $5,000, that's really hard to do. And it's also hard to come up with $5,000 for a lot of people. It's really a tough spot, you know. And you're not going to find like a $2,000 tractor. That's it's just not going to happen too much. Yeah, the Chesapeake Cruiser, not much snow to plow there either. M plus J, save some season. They got mold on them. You know, I'm not a farmer or a gardener, but I would say, let's put this comment up. That way other people can see it and they could possibly answer the question. I think when you get mold on them, that means they were damp, and I don't think they would be good anymore. But I'm not the right person to answer that question. You certainly could buy some more seeds and mix these in and see if they come up, or do a little test patch. But I'm going to think no. Anybody have an answer for M plus J? Let's go. Let's see. Yes, Judy. There are always new toys to get, but they're not toys. They're tools. Tools are different than toys. They might be as fun as toys, but they're different than toys. They're tools. They're very important. Rule of thumb used to be 1,000 per horsepower new. That's a good rule because the B2301 is a 25, 26 horsepower machine. Good rule. I like it. Let's move on to something else now, because we've got to stay entertained. I'll go back to this page. Sorry for the ruffling of the paper. We're going to do a little segment now that I think you'll enjoy. You might not. Oh, I want to show you something. This is totally random, because I think it's fun to throw something in random. Did you know that in 1987, you could pay a service $2 to call you and wake you up, or to call you and remind you to do something? $2. Check this out.
You know, when you're in business, you just have to be on time, all the time. That's why I call 976-WAKE. For just $2 a call on any touch-tone phone, I call them and they call me back when and where I tell them to. That's 976-WAKE, whether I need a wake-up call or just a reminder anytime. I call 976-WAKE. It's the new sound of time.
How about that? Did you know that $2 in 1987 is equal to $4.53 today? Would you pay almost $5 for someone to call you and wake you up? It's amazing the businesses that we had back then. Let's move on to our next segment, which I've been looking forward to all week. Who doesn't love a good dad joke? All right, then. What I did, I spend a lot of time. I do work full time. I love my job, but I would love to do this full time, because this is pretty sweet. It's pretty casual here. But anyway, I spend quite a bit of time after work preparing for these live streams, all 2 of them so far. But I don't want to just come on and talk. There are people who are good at that, who can do that. But I like for my live streams to have some purpose and some entertainment. And I hope that you agree with that. We do have over 30 people watching right now, which I'm really happy for. I'm not looking for, I'd love to have as many people as possible, but I think that having 30 people watching makes my time and effort worthwhile. Last week's live stream, by the way, you can go back and you can watch it. Last week's live stream has, I believe, over 600 views at this point. So just because there are 30 people watching now, people will watch it again later, which is, all the more important reason to make these as entertaining as possible. I see there are some new comments before we read off some of these dad jokes. There was a dad joke at the very beginning of this live stream. Someone had posted it, and I don't know. Let's scroll back. Oh, it was M plus J. What's gray has 4 legs and a trunk? You would think that's an elephant, but I'm guessing it's not. All right, we'll wait for the answer to that one. Meanwhile, I see the dad jokes are rolling in now. We'll take a look at the ones that I found. There are a lot of them on the internet, and I'm going to say that most of them don't pass my test for quality dad jokes, quality one-liners. So I went through the internet. I went through the entire internet for you this week, and I weeded out 15 dad jokes. From the entire internet, I boiled it down to 15, just for you. I may not read all 15, though. Depends the reaction I get. I wish I had, I could hear if there was laughter. Why don't crabs give to charity? Because they're shellfish. That's a typical dad joke. How do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Well, one you'll see later, the other one you'll see in a while. It's not a joke. Did you happen to see the video that I made of the bees on our property? My sister keeps bees. She had 5 or 7 beehives on our property this summer. Early in spring, there were a lot of swarms, which is where the beehive separates. That basically the hive, which is like a giant apartment building, becomes overpopulated, and half the occupants leave the hive, and they go out to find a new place to live and break up and start a new hive. That happened a lot this spring. So my sister, who keeps the bees, she had to come over, and then she had to collect these bees from this swarm, which separates from the hive. She has to collect them, find the queen bee, because they're all attracted to the queen bee, and start a new hive. It's a very fascinating video. I've mentioned before that it's probably my favorite video that I produced, and also probably one of my least watched videos. So maybe people aren't as interested, but I thought it was really interesting. And so we do have some bees on the property, which brings me to this one. A man walks into an apiary, which is a bee farm, I guess, and he asked the beekeeper for a dozen bees, and the beekeeper replied, "Sure, I'll even throw in the 13th as a freebie." A free bee. He asked for 12 bees. The 13th was a freebie. I kind of stuttered that one out. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Sticky. Why do melons have weddings? Because they cantaloupe. I like this. So the hostess says, "Do you have reservations?" And the dad says, "No, I'm sure I want to eat here." Okay, let's wrap this up. We're halfway done, but I may not finish. You might be getting bored. In a freak accident today. Oh wait, this is like news, right? I could read this one like news. Let's come back to this one, and we'll do it in a news format style. How would that be? In a freak accident today, a photographer was killed when a huge lump of cheddar landed on him. To be fair, the people who were being photographed did try to warn him. Darn it, that was my favorite one. Think about it. He's taking a picture. Like, imagine this group shot. He's taking a picture. A big piece of cheddar is falling down on him, and all the people are yelling, "Jeez." You have to picture it all. I messed that one up, but it was a good intro with the news, wasn't it? We may do some more news in future live streams. Every now and then I glance over at my monitor and see how many people I've lost. Why did the raisin go out with the prune? Because he couldn't find a date. Skipping that one. What did the drummer name his twin daughters? What did the drummer name his twin daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. That's a good one. Did you ever see the movie The Exorcist? I saw something recently. I don't know why that had come back up. Maybe it was a documentary or something. But that was in the 70s? Scary, scary movie. Did you know that exorcisms, though, they're real things? You can pay a priest or a minister. I think they're mostly popular in the Catholic Church, but you can pay to have an exorcism performed. If you don't pay, you could get repossessed. Everything was true except that last part. Speaking of faith and religion, do you know how you make holy water? It's very easy. You just take a pot of tap water, put it on the stove, and you boil the hell out of it. Did you know, this is more news type, did you know that there is a law that says you have to turn on your headlights when it's raining in Sweden? But how am I supposed to know when it's raining in Sweden? All right. Anybody here from Mississippi tonight? Good. What do you call... Oh, never mind. I ruined the punchline. I ruined it. I can't even say it now. Did you hear that Arnold... Did you hear... I need to slow down. Take a breath. I don't have any water here. Did you hear that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be doing a movie about classical music? He'll be back. Enough of that. Let's go back to the comments. Oh, I see that we've got some folks joining in with the old dad jokes. Did we get the answer to the first one that I read off about? What was it? 4 legs and a trunk? I don't see the answer to it. Brainstorm. Howdy, folks. Good to see you, my friend. I mentioned Brainstorm on the last live stream. And Brainstorm has a channel. He also has a YouTube. Well, he has a YouTube channel. He also has a Facebook group that is all about being supportive of smaller YouTube channels. I started out as a wee little channel, like most people. Started out with 0 subscribers. We all do. And I've grown, and I'm happy with where we are. You know, we've got over 6,000 subscribers, and I appreciate that. But I appreciate Brainstorm because he's very supportive of other YouTubers. M plus J, why did the golfer have 2 pair of pants? Why? Why? Is that the punchline to the... No. Okay. Oh, there's the answer to what has 4 legs and a gray and a trunk. It's a mouse on vacation. Good one. I get it now. We're all thinking elephant. Juan Transportador. I've seen your name in some of my other videos in the comments, and you're always very kind. And you're from Chihuahua, Mexico. So, thank you. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I had one of my favorite pets was a Chihuahua. That's true. When I was a kid, I loved that. I have a serious question here. Southern Mountain Oasis is asking, what's your real job? You know, this could be a real job. Some people do this full time, but I know what you mean. I am in charge of maintenance and repairs for buildings in my area throughout the state. So basically, overseeing maintenance and repairs for buildings. It's pretty snazzy, as you can imagine. You know, I mean, everybody wants to be in the maintenance and repair business, don't you think? And we've got another visitor Tractor Talk with Gary is here, and he's saying hello from Iowa. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And where are we? We're just chatting at this point. We're going to wrap up by 8 p.m., just like we did last week. I think that an hour is plenty long enough, and we're still, several minutes away from that wind down. But I think that an hour is fair for a live stream, and I hope you agree. I do have a question for you. If you share with the group, what are some of your favorite YouTube channels besides this one? You don't have to mention this channel. It's okay. But I do want to know what your favorite channels are. We had some input last week, and as I recall, some of those channels were Tractor Time with Tim was mentioned, Messick's Farm Equipment. They're a dealership, but they also produce excellent videos, mostly about Kubota tractors, but great demonstrations. So that's a good one. GP Outdoors was mentioned. What else? What else are your favorite YouTube channels? Even if they're not tractor related or outdoors related. Speaking of outdoors, Outdoors with the Morgans is a fan favorite. Many people like that. That channel, they do everything with tractors, a lot of firewood video, really just outdoorsy things. I mean, I guess that's why it's called Outdoors with the Morgans, because it's outdoors stuff. What are some of the other ones that were mentioned? I have some favorites that are not outdoors related. I do like Smarter Every Day with his name Destin. He's from one of the southern states, and he's an engineer, and he does some really neat experiments and projects. And he teamed up a few times with the Slow-Mo guys, which is another cool channel, and they did some experiments in slow motion, because everything is cooler in slow motion. We're looking for favorite channels. Anybody have some suggestions for favorite channels? Because this is the way I look at this live stream, it's kind of a community forum here. I'm not here, I'm not just here to entertain you. We're here to be a community. And what I found with the YouTube community, in content creators and in viewers, it's a great community of people working to help each other. And it's a very kind community, very helpful community. You have your outliers who want to just complain or insult people, but for the most part, it's a great community. So that's one thing I like about the comments section of the videos, is it's people helping people. I might make a video and it's not really the best way to do something. It's just my way. It's just something I want to share that I did. And oftentimes, after I put the video out, then there are several comments saying, hey, have you ever tried it this way? Or, this is what works for me. And then other viewers read those comments, and that helps them. So it's a neat community. M+J = Kelly's Country Life. Yes, they do a great job. I think they're in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a comment saying, hello, Ed, from Watkins Tree Farm. Another growing channel, growing trees, right? Growing his channel and growing his trees, Christmas trees. Good to see you, though. Glad you're here. Diesel Creek can fix anything. That's a channel. Great. I've not checked that one out. That's interesting. You know what surprises me is that I'll be lost in the YouTube hole that we all fall into, the black hole of YouTube, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I find that I watch YouTube more than network television at this point, because my attention span is not what it once was. And not just me, I mean, the world, our attention spans are less. So I love, you can go on YouTube, you can watch what interests you, watch for as little as you want, as long as you want. But I'm amazed at how many channels that I continue to find. And these channels have been out there for years and years, and some of them have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're big channels, and I never, ever heard of them before. So I am really thankful for the folks who have found my little channel and have helped me grow this channel and have become part of this community. But it's fascinating that there are channels that never heard of. Here's one for you. Vice Grip Garage. What's his name? I forget. Vice Grip Garage, though, is an example of a channel that has a tremendous following of people and great video content. The premise of his channel is that he'll purchase a broken down car like from the 1960s or 70s, and it's been sitting basically on the ground for 20 or 30 years, and he will bring this car back to life and he'll drive it home, like often 600 miles. And he's very entertaining. The videos, I think the first video I watched of his was like an hour and 20 minutes long. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to sit for an hour and 20 minutes and watch this video. Well, an hour and 20 minutes later, I was like, that was great. So Vice Grip Garage is a fun one. Margaret likes home organizing with Alejandro TV. Nice. Have to check that one out. Let's put that on the screen. If anybody wants to look that up. I'm sure that for those of us who tend to spend more time in a garage than in your home, well, not really, but a lot of us would want to organize our shop and our garage. So I'm sure a lot of that would come into play. There's a suggestion for Lumna Acres. Possibly another good one. I've not heard of that. So I'll be going back and looking at these comments afterwards. Another one I just discovered was DIY My Way. And we've had a few conversations through email and chat. And I can't remember his name. Martin, I think it is. But we share some similar interests, and he has a tractor, a different type, but it's still a Kubota tractor. Does a lot of projects around his property and really puts together a nice program, and really enjoy watching his videos. DIY My Way. I always think of Frank Sinatra, though, whenever I say that. I try to put that to music. Aaron Carlson, Wrangler Star. Yep, watched a lot of Wrangler Star. Derek, thank you for that, for Vice Grip Garage. His name is Derek. So anyway, very entertaining. I like it a lot. Excellent. Fun stuff. Did I have anything else I was going to talk about? I did mention the favorite channels. What do you think about that idea of trying to bring someone in a split screen and do a little interview with some of these favorite channels? Some of them are probably too big and would not be interested in my little channel, but let me know if you think there's somebody worth reaching out to. And even if it's a small channel like mine, we'd like to share some of our experiences. There's one. Oh, didn't mean to share that, but there's a thumbs up from Watkins Tree Farm. I meant to share this one. Tractor Vintage and Attachment Rebuilds, Workshop Rebuild. Is that a channel? I'm not sure. And of course, Messick's. Yeah, we mentioned Messick's. Great channel. That's Neil. Or were you saying that that's who you'd like me to reach out to? Yeah, let me know. But I think it'd be kind of neat to see some of these channels talk about a little bit more personal. You know, a lot of folks don't like to get too personal because they are private residents, and you know, people have to be careful, I suppose. But yeah, we'd like to try that. Like to try and bring in a guest and see what you folks think about that. And think about what you'd like to see. I don't know. I could come up with some questions for those people. But, okay, you're asking, Arn is asking Neil to come on. Okay, great. Excellent. Excellent. Well, that is fun. Do I have any other things I wanted to mention here? Because I have these titles. By the way, yes, I do have a Facebook account, which you may be watching on Facebook right now. Doesn't look like it. Again, the Facebook page does not have as many followers as the YouTube page, but you can find me on Facebook. You can see it right there on the screen. Facebook.com/myclutteredgarage. I also have an Instagram account, and that one's kind of fun. Instagram, you just post photos, really, for the most part, but that's a good one. Maybe we like to show a little bit of behind the scenes with that. Instagram, though, is not all one word. Like on YouTube, it's youtube.com/myclutteredgarage. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/myclutteredgarage. But if you look closely, there are some underscores there in the old Instagram account. So it's instagram.com/my_cluttered_garage. So you can find me there. So as soon as we wrap up here in just a couple of minutes, why don't you jump on over to Facebook, check out the page there, which also is not too different than this one, but it could be if we interacted differently. Check out the Instagram page and see some of the photographs that I post on there. Sometimes a little video clip I'll post as well. Let's go back to the comments now. I do like this software I'm using because I can see the comments right in front of me instead of looking at a different screen to see what's coming in. A few more suggestions. Mega projects. We could check that one out. And yes, there's I believe that's Dave. I think that's how you pronounce that. Dave, right? Did not know that we could watch you on Facebook. Well, the fact is, Dave, you were not able to watch me on Facebook until tonight, at least live streaming, because this is the first time I'm using this software. I may have mentioned that once or twice or 3 times. This software allows me to broadcast live on both Facebook and YouTube simultaneously at the same time. It's like deja vu all over again. Anyway, yes, you can now find me on Facebook as well. Do you have a preference? Looks like most people are here 99% from YouTube. Hey, Todd, there's a good suggestion. Steve's Small Engine Saloon. I like that channel. I've watched several videos and I've learned some things, which is really the best part of a channel. If you can take away, if it's not going to be entertaining, at least learn something. And Steve's Small Engine makes some great videos about lawnmower engines, chainsaws, things like that. Thanks for that suggestion. Thanks for that reminder. I appreciate that because that's a good channel. I was just thinking of another one, but it slipped my mind. At any rate, let's go back to this screen and let's end this banner right here. So we did dad jokes. We did some fun facts about the snow. If I come back next week, and I'm really thinking that I'm going to come back next week because I'm hoping you'll come back next week, I think I'll talk about some more fun facts. I'll do some more research and maybe, well, I won't give anything away, but I've got some ideas for some more fun facts. Let me know in these comments, although we're getting ready to sign off. So after the video is done, you'll find it in past broadcasts, and there's a comment section there that you can continue to make comments. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy this live stream, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the channel, let me know. If there are things that you'd like to see me do additionally or different, then I'd love to hear it. So I'm really glad that you joined me tonight. I hope you had as much fun as I did. As we go on, maybe we can do this longer. Maybe if I find that you do enjoy it, we could do it longer. But at this point, I kind of trying to go with the old routine of, always leave them wanting more. And hopefully you're not bored. Hopefully you've enjoyed the program this evening. And I do hope it gets better and better as we go. Remember, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, to please do so. If you're liking this content tonight or before you leave this evening, click that thumbs up for me, because that tells YouTube, hey, people like this stuff. Of course, if you don't like it, don't click it. But I mean, you're here, so why not click the thumbs up? And again, if you're not subscribed, do so. It's Monday night. We've got a week ahead of us. So be safe, be healthy, be happy, be kind to your neighbor, and I'll see you next time.